Joe? Is that one of those nights you just couldn't get shots to fall, or did they do anything specific that gave you guys trouble?
No, I thought we missed a lot of good looks. Put pressure on our defense. They do a good job of putting pressure in the paint and the free throws. And so if you can't make open shots, you constantly have to guard paint threat, and they put a lot of pressure on our defense. But just didn't think it was our night.
Jason seemed obviously frustrated a couple of times. He's had obviously a big shot against Philly, but it hasn't been quite his vintage offensive games recently. What are you seeing from him right now, and how do you kind of get him through the frustration?
Just play through it. Just continue to play through it. Continue to sharpen how defenses are guarding you, where the space is, how to create that space. Just work through it.
So when you start 1 for 16 from 3 and it's not going down, do you adjust anything, or do you just kind of bank that luck's going to go on your side eventually?
I don't have the stat sheet, but I know we got more shots than they did. I know we got more offensive rebound than they did. They beat us at the free throw line, and so I don't know what the adjustment would be if we get more shots, we get more offensive rebounds, and we just go 9 for 42 from 3. We do a better job not fouling anymore, right?
You talked about their bench rotation and how tough that can be to play against. How did that kind of influence some of the rotations you went to in this one, and just how you kind of plan for that throughout the flow of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we did a better job in the third quarter of managing the second unit. So we had speed, we spaced the floor a little bit, and then we were kind of able to generate better looks on the offensive end.
And then aside from Jalen being out tonight, you look to Mike in the second half, Blake in the first half. What kind of things are you looking for rotation-wise from your team now that it's mostly healthy there?
Just the right matchup.
It seems like there's a lot of frustration in general, not just Jason, a lot of John. I guess, what do you kind of tell those guys? Kind of one of those guys.
I'm sure they had a good reason on it the majority of the time.
You went with Blake earlier and went double big with him and Grant. It seemed like you were trying to kind of play power as their double big power. Then you go with Mike to space more. How do you decide, I guess, like when to lean into that first idea and then kind of pivot to the second?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been times against speed where our big lineup and our physicality and pick and roll defenses kind of slowed teams down. Like when we played Charlotte, I thought that was good. And then I thought, that's a strength of ours, and so you see it, and then you try to just adjust. And I thought, bringing space and getting a little bit more movement on the offensive end was the right call in the second half.
What do you think bogs down the offense? Is it just that you're not getting up running off of stops, or is it the actual execution?
No, I mean, I thought we executed pretty well. I'd have to go back and look. I thought we got a lot of really good looks. And when those don't fall, it just puts more pressure on you. It puts more pressure on your defense. And then, you're constantly in that 5 to 10 point range where you're down. And so, we got it to 9. I thought we had 3 wide open threes from really good shooters, and we missed it. And it just puts a lot of pressure on your defense to just have to play over and over and over again that way. And, you got to get stops. You can try to get a couple easy ones, and it's going to get over the hump.
Apologize if you answered this before the game. Do you know if you'll have Jalen on Wednesday yet or not?
Yes.
You will.
Joe, I asked you about this before, about the Philadelphia disparity, and you said it was fouls. You guys fouled, really. Do you feel the same way tonight, or do you feel like they were just more physical? What led to the free throw disparity?
How can I say this without getting in trouble? It wasn't the same as the Philly game.
Thank you.
What's the
Back to the spacing thing, there were some moments, I think, like Derek with Malcolm, where they were finding Rob, like hiding into the hoop over and over again. Then there were some, especially in the second half, where Rob was like almost cutting to the Ron Dunker spot as at the time the box out would come. So I guess, where do you think he is as far as understanding different personnel, like when he wants to make cuts versus box out?
Talk about our offense?
Yeah, on your offense, yeah.
I mean, I think relocating the dunker is an important piece. I think it's just a timing thing.
What are some of the trade-offs now? You got your 3 guards back with Marcus back. One of those guys more often than not feels like you're going to have to sit in fourth quarters, and then you're considering double big, smaller too, just especially late in games. What kind of things are you weighing when you're figuring out who you want to put on the floor there?
Matchups.
You mentioned
Most important thing.
You mentioned obviously a couple of really good open looks, and there were so many times where it felt like that run was coming and never quite did. Was it just hitting those, or were there other things that kind of you felt like didn't allow you guys to get?
No, I think a lot of it was hitting runs. It's hard. It's hard. you know, when you get those open looks and you're not able to capitalize. And so, you know, I'll have to go back and see whether there's more opportunities for us to get more offensive rebounds, so we get more shots. But, you know, like I said, if you get empty possessions at that end, the way the Knicks play, they put a lot of pressure on your defense over and over again. They did that tonight.
Drew, do you guys, I mean, Jason was upset, Marcus, guys were upset. The review was kind of strange where they called a foul on Marcus and gave you a free throw. And do you guys have to talk to guys about tempering frustrations in situations like this? Or is it just one of those nights?
I mean, talk about it over the course of trying to control things you can't control, but they're human. You know, they have their emotions. You know, sometimes they work in positively, and sometimes they don't.
Well, just one more thing. On a night like this, when you guys are not hitting shots, would you rather see some more attacking at the rim or trying to get in the paint, or do you just live with the open shots you're getting and just expect them at some point to go in?
Yeah, I mean, they're like bottom 5 in the league at above the break threes. Give it up.
Right.
So if their number one job is to protect the paint, what's the plan on running into the paint?
For sure.
Yeah, and so like, can you get easy ones early in the shot clock off business? You know, maybe layups, cuts. But when you're in that half court setting, because of our the free throws, because of our fouling, because of they made shots here in that half court setting. You got to take the ones that are there. And a huge strength of ours is the ability to generate a really good open look. And so, off the top of my head, I feel like every three we took was by a good shooter and a good shot. I think you have to encourage those.
Well, and that, to your point, that is, like you said, basically how Tom lines his team up, right?
Yeah.
Protect the paint, sort of dare you to shoot threes. So in a night like this, the goal is you're getting open looks. You just keep.
Yeah, and I think scoring early in the shot clock off misses.
Yeah.
If you can get layups and cuts off misses, I think that's important. But I thought we went on that run in Philly because we took open threes and they went in, and we were able to stretch the game out a little bit. And so, what you don't want is to give them what they're best at, and that's protecting the rim, active hands, turnovers, and then they get out in transition, and then you really can. And so, the fact that it stayed that like 8 to 11 point game for a lot of it just meant we couldn't really get over the hump as far as our shot execution.